How was the Vasa ship raised without further damage? Have you ever wondered how a ship that sank over 300 years ago was brought back to the surface without falling apart? The story of the Vasa ship is fascinating and showcases the intersection of maritime archaeology and engineering. The Vasa was a Swedish warship that sank on its maiden voyage in 1628. When it was time to raise the ship, a careful plan was set in motion to ensure its preservation. First, experts conducted a thorough assessment of the Vasa's condition. After spending centuries in the cold, brackish waters of the Baltic Sea, the oak wood was surprisingly well preserved. However, the iron bolts that held the ship together had rusted away. This left the vessel vulnerable, as it relied mainly on wooden bolts for structural integrity. To prepare for lifting, the team reinforced the ship and made it watertight. This was essential to withstand the stresses of being raised. Next, a concrete pontoon was used to support the Vasa once it was lifted. Keeping the ship wet during the entire process was crucial. If the wood dried out, it would crack and cause irreversible damage. So, water was continuously sprayed on the ship to maintain its moisture levels. The lifting process itself was done in stages. 2 support ships were positioned alongside the wreck. Ropes were attached to anchors and connected to the Vasa. By carefully controlling the buoyancy of the support ships, the team could gradually lift the vessel from the seabed. This method allowed for a gentle ascent, minimizing stress on the hull. One of the challenges faced was the thick mud that had settled around the ship. While the Vasa's weight underwater was manageable, the mud made it firmly embedded. This required a slow and controlled lifting technique to avoid sudden shifts that could damage the ship. Once the Vasa was raised, the conservation efforts continued. Archaeologists spent months cleaning the ship and uncovering artifacts while it rested on the pontoon. They washed away clay and other impurities and stabilized the wood to ensure its long-term preservation. The raising of the Vasa was not just about recovering a shipwreck. It was about preserving a piece of history. The combination of careful preparation, controlled lifting methods, and ongoing conservation efforts ensured that the Vasa was raised without further damage. Today, it serves as a remarkable glimpse into 17th-century shipbuilding and maritime history.